great set of input, and I say as a leader, and did you want to add something?
Where's the fear of failure?
I'm afraid of failure every day. Failure motivates the heck out of me.
Right.
I mean, it's failure, and it's bad to say that failure motivates you, and I don't think most people admit it, but failure is all of our biggest fear, I think. Right? I mean, we don't want to admit that we're insecure, that we're afraid to fail. But what you just said, I think as leaders, and the best way to overcome this, admitting when you're wrong, letting your weaknesses be known, asking for input, is to have an open forum of communication, not just with your team of people that you work with, but in the way that we raise our families and our kids and our friends. I mean, the more that you can open up and talk about this, Lee and I have talked on the cell phone about these things. And just kind of call, hey, what's up? You know what? I'm going through this in my business. Really, how does it feel? What are you going to do? And it's not like a cry session. It's, hey, how can I help you? What's your input? Hey, can you help me? And I think the more of that we can foster, the better leaders we become. Results are key. Yes.
On that one, you're telling your boss, and your boss is on a different disciplinary, he doesn't want you to admit any and the boss failure is a step. You have to if team member or boss
yeah, and I would really, I sit next to a guy, I was told that somebody in here is it March Air Force Base? Yeah. Okay. I sit next to a retired General Brown. General Brown represents City Council. He was a SAC commander. I sit next to General Brown every day at the coffee shop for breakfast. And we have great conversations. One of the things that he says, the first thing he said to me, he said, "You're the weirdest looking CEO I've ever seen in my life. Why do you cut that stuff off your face? This and that, and make fun of me." But he's a great guy. He's smart. And I'm very, very lucky to sit next to him. But he says, if somebody won't tell you when you're wrong, get out from underneath and quit. He said the way Patton got across Europe and beat the hell out of those damn Germans is he knew who was right and who was wrong. So I asked him, and it's really hard. Sometimes if you're not the boss and if you're a manager and you've got people reporting to you, it's hard working for somebody like this. But I've had people like that I've worked for in the past that you guys have told you about a super glue that didn't want to work. I bought them both books called The 5 Temptations of a CEO and gave it to them, and it outlined exactly what you're talking about. And I found if I can go back to the books and get to the library and find some ammunition and maybe try and end around that way, it helps. Absolutely.
everybody on the plate goes
I found in managing up, I can learn something from everybody in every department. By the time it gets to the CEO, you know how many times it's been thought about? Somebody can hear that. And that's great leadership. Yeah, I think that's really good leadership. Okay, results are key. We have to set goals. We have to set quotas. Dave, if you're a salesperson, you have a certain amount of phone calls you have to make. If you're a worker in a factory, you have a certain amount of parts you have to make per day. Daily behaviors are measured. Every single day, measure your behavior. Okay, I believe that you should journal. I write 3 to 5 pages per day, every day, in a journal of what I did, and I keep copious notes on my life. Okay, it's really interesting going back, looking at what my thought process was 90 days ago compared to where it is now. Okay, we have these things called moods and chemicals that fire off in the brain. You change, and I think that journaling is great for helping your daily behaviors. Measure, act, and make it happen. Door to door. I made a bet with my old business partner that you could sell architectural speakers, these, door to door during the day to housewives. Because I saw my grandma buy a Kirby vacuum from somebody. And you remember that? Kirby vacuums? They were good, weren't they? The best. Yeah. We did a 5-door test, and we sold speakers to the housewife 3 out of the 5 times. So if I can sell speakers door to door, I don't think there's anything that you can't accomplish. Okay? I believe that we obviously always look at the easiest way to get something done, but sometimes the most difficult way can be the way that it happens. Are we committed to success? How badly do you want what you want? And I like to ask that of not just you and what you want to accomplish, but of your team. What are you willing to sacrifice to get it? You know, for my son, raising Cody to be a happy person was the most important thing in my world. I want Cody to be happy. If he said, Dad, I want to major in film, the first thing that I think is, oh my God, I'm going to send you to USC to major in film, and you're not going to be able to get a job. Okay? I mean, now that's negative thinking. I got to flip it around and be positive. Okay, you're the next George Lucas, buddy. Come on, let's go. But take a business class and major in business to back it up, just in case it doesn't work. Okay? Now, how badly does he want to be good in film? What does he know at this age? I have to be his guide and his mentor. Okay, what am I willing to sacrifice to pay the $82,000 a year cost of USC? Yes.
This might be a slight reduction from
I call it the chameleon effect. I believe that we all have to be chameleons, and a chameleon chooses to change its color. And you choose how you're going to be perceived, and in each and every situation you choose how you're going to be perceived. And we were trying to get Best Buy to open up a set of stores called Magnolia Hi-Fi. It's been a $1.8 billion investment, and they sell 6 of our products within this location. Myself and 3 other guys that look just like me went into the top brass management of Best Buy without suits and ties on, into Minnesota, dressed like this, and told them, you guys do not understand the audio-video industry. You don't know what it's going to take to be successful doing it your way. And we actually got them to change their business plan by not being chameleons, but by standing out and telling them that they didn't understand it. So you have to pick your battles and know when to change and how to change. But I say you can sell anything that you want as long as you truly believe in it. Don't sell something you don't believe in. Don't try and be like somebody else or do something that at the end of the day you know isn't the right decision or doesn't really make you happy. How badly do you want to dominate? I use this word a lot in our organization. I want to dominate our competition. I want to put my competitors out of business. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you work for a competitor and you want to come work for me, I'll pay you $1 million a year if you can show me how I can make 2. Okay, I mean, I really believe that. Conflict is your friend. Embrace it. If you know what the conflict is, you know how to win. It's when we don't know what the conflict is. It's when it's hidden. It's when we don't know what the problem is that we have a problem. Conflict can help you grow. Face your problems and fix them. Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite movies with Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins. There's a line in that movie, okay? The line is, get busy living or get busy dying. Okay, do you guys remember that line in the movie? Okay, it's really important. I think a lot of us are somewhere in what Dr. Seuss calls the waiting place. We're somewhere in the middle. We don't know exactly how much time we have left to accomplish what we want or how far we've come. Being deliberate. This is all your script. Okay, the way that you look, the words you choose to speak with, the clothes that you wear, the questions you ask, and the actions that you illustrate or use are all part of a script. Okay, we don't look at it like that, but you know what? I'm up here and I'm wearing a Sea Shepherd and a t-shirt, a black t-shirt, speaking to you at the Toastmasters. I was on your website for 2.5 hours a day, studying all about the Toastmasters. I put on my sport coat, came in, but I couldn't present my sport coat, and I'm wearing my black t-shirt because that's all that I wear when I present. But let me tell you about Sea Shepherd, okay? Because this is the real reason I wear the t-shirt. Anybody ever watch Whale Wars? You seen Whale Wars? Okay, Captain Paul Watson's my buddy. We're fighting the Japanese right now to stop them from killing whales illegally. Okay? Now all I want you to do is go look at Sea Shepherd online. That was my point. That was my little plug for being deliberate about right now. But all of these things, looks, words, clothes, actions, questions, they're 100% intentional. Okay? And it can go even deeper. Where could it go past that? We like to say that we're in a society that's a blind society and we see everybody equally. I think that's BS. We're lying to ourselves. Okay? We all have this thing that's a predetermined, I don't know what you want to call it, filter, or we all have different ways that we see things, and I say that if you know that that's the script, do whatever it takes to get where you need to be in that script. Now, if I was going into IBM and I was dressed like this, would I get the job? No. Okay, we're going to go through this really fast. Do the following characteristics exist in you and in the people that you care about? In reading hundreds of books, from Ayn Rand to Dale Carnegie to Benjamin Franklin to Freud to Nietzsche to B.F. Skinner to anybody you want to name, Barack Obama. Some of these came from one of Barack's books. Do these characteristics exist? I've found that the greatest leaders of all time have these characteristics. Creativity. To allow yourself the opportunity to create. Are you a creative person? Listening. Do you listen? Okay? Not nodding your head yes. Do you listen? Do you ask questions, open-ended? Do you look for more information? Curiosity. Do you look for a different way to grow? Do you search strange and different ways to succeed? Loyalty. Are you creating loyalty? Will people stand up for you? Desire. How bad do you want to dominate? How big is your desire to do whatever it is that you want to do? Emotional stamina. Okay? Our society takes more antidepressants than I can tell you. We're depressed. Okay? In general, emotional stamina. Right now, we're going through what's called the Great Recession. My grandmother went through the Great Depression. I can tell you that in this movie, his son steals a sausage. He says, "Son, we don't steal. We will go hungry before we steal." This is Cinderella Man. He takes the sausage back. Okay? I look at that Greatest Generation that Tom Brokaw wrote about, and I ask myself, how is it that in our generation now, we can be so weak about small things? Okay, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm saying to all of us, look at the big picture, what are the big things, and how can we be stronger and pull the people up around us? Empathy. Do you have empathy? Do you really feel for other people? Do you want to help them get better? Decisiveness. This is one of the biggest things in business. Can you make a decision? Yes or no? Okay, that's it. Most people fail because they don't make the damn decision. Anticipation. Can we see the challenges and opportunities in advance? When we sold our business in 2005, building was at an all-time high. Okay, our speaker's going to 85% new construction building jobs. Had to recreate the business since then. We did, and it's great. We're still successful, but when we sold it, new construction will never be as great in our lifetimes as it's already been. Timing. Do you know when to strike? Okay? I don't care if you're in the military or if you're in as a realtor or if you're just in an office in a middle management position. Timing is everything. Okay? From asking for the raise to asking for a date to giving a gift to making somebody's day. Competitiveness. We're in the heart of motocross. Just south of us in Temecula and Hemet, where all the great motocross riders in the United States come from. And there's something that happens in motocross. I raced motocross as a kid. Everybody lines up at the starting gate at the same time, wheel to wheel, and you take off. You let the clutch out, hit the throttle, and you all take off. And one motorcycle comes into the first turn, And when that motorcycle comes in the first turn, 60% of the time that first motorcycle gets what's called the hole shot, they win the race. Okay, that happens in the very first turn. In less than 10% of the race, it's decided that first turn, the hole shot. How competitive are you? Who do you measure your competition against? If you're measuring your competition against somebody else, you're not going to win. I can tell you, sitting down talking to Tiger Woods or talking to Magic Johnson, those guys weren't competitive against. Magic was looking at Larry Bird thinking, hey, Larry Bird, he's the guy that I'm up against at the Celtics, and Larry and I have a great competitiveness, but you know who Magic was against? Himself. Okay, same thing with Tiger. Tiger wanted to beat Nicholson's record, but Tiger was beating himself in those competitions. Commitments. Can you make a commitment? Keep it. Self-confidence. You believe you're the best. Lance Armstrong won the Tour de France 7 times, got cancer, came back, busted butt, and then ran the New York Marathon 2 times. You know why he ran the New York Marathon? Because Nike couldn't get a sponsorship with him, and they paid him $3 million to run. And they gave him a bonus. If he would break 3 hours, they would give him X amount of millions of dollars bonus. He got 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 36 seconds. Okay?